10 seconds. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
Invoker.
Radiant team pick.
League's assassin.
Ten seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Shadow Shaman.
Radiant team ban.
Silencer.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Necrophos.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Spirit Breaker.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Slog.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Life Stealer.
Dire team ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Send.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Nightmare.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This evening we've got a game between KBW and Play5. KBW is playing in the Radiant side while Play5 is playing in the Dire side. For KBW we have a Viper, Slark, a Shadow Shaman, a Necrophos and a Nyx Assassin. A pretty good lineup. I don't see how the Slark works in this meta, but let's see how it works out. Play5, they have a Silencer, an Invoker, a really scary pick, a Sand King, a Lifestealer and a Spirit Breaker. Lifestealer and Spirit Breaker are a really good combination.
Это просто нечто. Боже, ты посмотри вокруг, что происходит.
The game has been paused for a while. The goal sign has been given by the Silencer. We don't see how long the game's gonna go in pause. So I'm gonna give a shout out to one of our sponsors, SRM University. Do check them out. They're one of the best universities in India. They roll out good students every year. And Phoenix Market City, Bangalore. And the game is going to get unpaused.
Боже, ты посмотри вокруг, что происходит.
So we see the Lifestealer is going to go to the bottom lane with the Sand King and the Spirit Breaker. He's probably going to rotate to the top lane. I assume that they're all going towards the bottom so they could look for a kill in the Radiant jungle. Meanwhile, we see a 5-man smoke up coming in from the side of KBW. They are going to go towards the top rune, so the chances of both the teams meeting near the runes for a rune fight is going to be insignificantly low. So as for lane matchups, you're probably going to be seeing the Viper in the mid lane versus the Invoker, a lane in which a Viper wins every time unless the supports from the side of Play5 make the plays happen as their team name suggests. The smoke is going to get broken down, and we see KBW just roaming in the jungle trying to spot out any of the heroes. They don't know that they've gotten outplayed by the side of Play5. Both the teams just changing their sides in the beginning of the game. So we see the Slark trying to rotate to the bottom lane. He is going to get spotted out by the Spirit Breaker. 2 runes secured for each team, just not the way we expected. The Lifestealer is going to go to the top lane. He's probably going to get supported by the Silencer and the Sand King. Actually, the Sand King is going to go to the bottom lane, solo off lane, with the Spirit Breaker charging about, running around. The next assassin is going to be in the mid lane, trying to help out the Viper versus that Silencer, who's a little bit annoying in the mid lane if he decides to support the Invoker, but that is going to be the Spirit Breaker supporting him. So there's going to be a Necrophos in the off lane with the Shadow Shaman supporting him, while the Lifestealer is going to get supported by the Silencer and the Spirit Breaker. There is going to be a charge on the top lane, a little bit of a harass coming in from the Spirit Breaker. He does not have his stun skill, so it's going to be really difficult, but actually we see an initiation on the top lane. The Necrophos is going to go down. First blood is going to go the way of the Spirit Breaker from Play5. The bottom lane, it's going to be a Slark versus a Sand King solo, so things are not going to look really well for the Slark since he's a melee hero, and versus the Cosmic Melee coming in from the Sand King, things are going to be a little difficult for him to handle. There's going to be that leap being wasted in the bottom lane. And we actually see the Slark is getting kind of low, and there is going to be the rotation coming in from the next assassin, but the damage has already been done. The Sand King has a little bit of farm that he needs to actually get into the game. We see the Necrophos getting zoned out of the lane by the Spirit Breaker and the Lifestealer is just going to be farming that up, while the creeps are getting pulled by the side of Play5.
Coin and gold are linked.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
The Necrophos is forced to just farm up the runes whenever they come.
I'll take your tribute.
So things are not looking really well for him. We do see a charge coming in from the Spirit Breaker onto the Viper. He might possibly go down to the rotation coming in from the Silencer and the Spirit Breaker. He is getting awfully low. A few more right clicks might secure the kill, and that is going to be that. The Silencer gets his kill with that last tick of Curse of the Silent. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, the Sand King is not going to be present in the lane with the support rotation coming in from the Shadow Shaman. The Slark is going to have a good time starting from now. So the next assassin though, he's rotating to the mid lane. He's probably going to stay there, help out the Viper a little bit, make sure that he does not get charged by the Spirit Breaker and just die like that. So there is going to be a charge onto the Necrophos once more. He is going to get zoned out and silenced by the Silencer. He is probably going to go down. That's 3 kills where the Necrophos has just died in the top lane. Sorry, 2 kills on the Necrophos while 1 kill on the Viper. Anyway, things are not looking really well for KBW.
Denied.
Sand King is going to get zoned out a little bit by the Shadow Shaman. He can still make the best out of this lane if the support rotation coming in from the Spirit Breaker is going to be there. The Shackle is going to be there, and the Pounds. With that, the Sand King is probably going to go down. He is going to go down. The Slark, played by Vegeta, is going to take that kill. There is going to be an Endless Rune in the top lane. It's gonna get picked up by the silencer, and probably rotation onto the mid lane might secure a kill onto the Viper. Let's see how it goes. There is going to be a charge coming in from the Spirit Breaker onto the Viper in the mid lane, so we might just expect a kill. Actually, we see the Slark getting really low in the bottom lane, and one more burst strike might just secure the kill onto the Slark. And you see the Sunstrike connect onto the mid lane. The Viper is getting pretty low, but there is no more charge coming in, and the Spirit Breaker might just die if he gets shackled by the Shadow Shaman, but there is going to be that Invoker there, so he's probably not going to go down. So the 3-man rotation coming in from the Spirit Breaker and the Silencer is not going to result in a kill in the mid lane. The Life Stealer has completed his phase boots, he's looking really strong. And we see actually an initiation onto the mid lane. The Invoker is going to go down, the Shackle Shot is going to be there, and the Spirit Breaker is going to charge the Shadow Shaman. He's getting awfully low and he's going to go down. One more right click, that is going to be a double kill going the way of the Viper. KBW bringing the game back.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
The Slark
Radiant's
has the
bottom
Blink
tower
Dagger being
is under
queued up
attack.
as his first item. A
Missing
pretty good
bottom.
choice, seeing as how he is getting ample amounts of farm in the bottom lane. There is going to be a rotation coming in from the Shadow Shaman and the Nyx Assassin. The Shrine has been popped, so the Viper is going to go back to his lane while the supports are going to rotate to the bottom lane, try to secure a kill. They are going to get spotted by the Silencer though with that Observer Ward.
Gold for me.
So we see a Burst Strike onto the Shadow Shaman plus a charge coming in from the Spirit Breaker. The Shadow Shaman is getting awfully low with that Silencer rotating in. That might result in a kill. A few more right clicks will secure the kill. The Curse of the Silent is sticking him really low, and the Silencer is going to secure the kill. Plus, the Nyx Assassin goes down to the Burst Strike coming in from the Sand King. So Play5 are actually staying in the game pretty well, putting up a good fight. The Slark is not getting a lot of farm in the bottom lane. They don't have an answer for that Sand King plus the 2 support rotation coming in. So they've got to be really careful in this game since the Slark is the only hard carry they have. The Necrophos does not seem to be doing well in the top lane. He's nowhere close to completing his Veil of Discord. He is going to reach level 6 pretty soon, but for a solo offlane that is a pretty bad timing for reaching level 6. Sand King meanwhile, he's already level 6, halfway through that Blink Dagger. Once he gets that, things are going to be looking really well for Play5 with that Sand King's Blink Initiation. The Life Stealer is looking really strong, just farming up, getting close to his armlet. You actually see a charge onto the Necrophos. The Necrophos is going to be safe though. The Burst Strike is going to miss on the Spirit Breaker. Not a Burst Strike, sorry. An Impale coming in from the Nyx Assassin is going to miss. So the support rotation coming in from the side of KBW is going to make sure that the heroes of Play5 don't make a play in the top lane. Sorry, that was a bad joke. I'm not going to make that again. We actually see a charge onto the mid lane. The Viper's going to be in a really dangerous position if he's going to get caught out, but the Observer Ward is going to spot that out. Meanwhile, KBW go for a smoke up with the Shadow Shaman and the Nyx Assassin. They're trying to look for a kill onto that Life Stealer. If they're able to get that, that is really going to be good for them since he is the most farmed hero in this game as of now. And we actually see the smoke is going to break. The Life Stealer is trying to run. He will be able to make it.
Tower is under attack.
The Silencer though, the same cannot be said for him. He is going to get spotted out by the Nyx Assassin. He is going to survive that. We do see a charge coming in from the Spirit Breaker onto the Necrophos.
Coin for me. Death and gold are linked.
The charge is going to get spotted out by the Observer Wards, and there is going to be the Nyx Assassin there. So the Spirit Breaker is looking to be in a really dangerous position, but he can just turn around since he has the double damage rune. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, the Slark is getting completely zoned out by the Sand King. A Sand King in the solo off lane is something we've seen a lot. With the plays being made by Play5, the supports from the side of KBW are being forced to go to the top lane to help out the Necrophos. So things are not looking really well for the Slark. Once he reaches level 6 maybe, he can just go to the neutral camps and farm that. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, the Invoker's looking to be really strong. Has that Hand of Midas being queued up with the dual Mouth Talisman. He deals a lot of damage in the mid lane. The Viper will probably have to be careful. Meanwhile, we see a rotation, 4-man rotation going onto the bottom lane. They know that if they get a kill onto the Sand King, they will be delaying that Blink Dagger timing for a long time. For a significant amount of time, actually, making sure that they still stay in the game.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
You see the armlet recipe getting purchased by the Life Stealer. It is going to be delivered to him so he can complete that finished item in the secret shop. The Necrophil is just farming up a bunch of stacks. He is going to get spotted out by the Silencer though, so he needs to be really careful. The experience is going to get leached by
Dire's
him.
bottom tower is under attack.
We actually see an infest onto the Spirit Breaker. Let's see if they decide to go for a charge play.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
The Silencer is going to get spotted out by the Necrophil, so he needs to be really careful if he gets caught out. The gank might not go the way he wanted to. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, the portrait has been completed onto the Slark, even though he was not really having a good time in the lane. He's going to queue up that Shadow Blade, and once he has that, he can go for these squishy supports like the Silencer.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Fortunes change.
The Shadow Shaman is going to rotate onto the mid lane. He's going to get spotted out by the Observer Ward being placed by the Play5 team. So the Invoker is not really in any imminent danger. Even if he was, there is going to be the charge coming in from the Spirit Breaker that is going to secure the deal. Meanwhile, on the top lane, we see a feast coming on to the Necrophil. There is going to be the charge. The Sunstrike is going to connect. The charge into the Sunstrike will be enough damage to get that kill onto the Necrophil. The rotation coming in from the Nexus Assassin a little bit too late, not being able to save his core. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we see the Viper just zoning out the Invoker. The Invoker is not having a really good time. He could possibly just go to the neutral creep, just farm that with that Force Spirit. And as we say that in the top lane, we see a charge onto the Shadow Shaman. He is going to get stunned up. The Veil is going to be there. That is going to deal a decent amount of damage, but we see the Shadow Shaman is getting really low. The tower is focusing onto the Spirit Breaker. He's probably going to go down to the Reaper side coming in from the Necrophos. The Sunstrike is going to be there, and the Nexus Assassin is going to be surviving for a little bit of time. But the Viper gets the kill onto the Spirit Breaker with that last right click, and that is going to be a kill going their way. The Life Stealer also goes down to the Reaper side coming in from the Necrophos. So things overall seem to be going the way of KBW. They managed to secure 2 kills to the side of Play5. The Life Stealer going down, that is going to be a big blow going for their team since he is the most farmed hero in the game. Meanwhile, the mid lane is getting zoned out pretty badly by the Viper. The Ghost Walk is going to get popped up by the Invoker. He will not be able to stay in the lane for a long time. He's going to be forced to go into the jungle.
Gold for me.
He is getting close to the Hand of Midas, so once he gets that, maybe he can rotate full time into the jungle. We actually see a rotation coming onto the mid lane. They could go for the Necrophos if they decide to. The charge is going to be there, and the Global Silence is also going to be there. A few more right clicks will secure the kill. Actually, the Sunstrike is going to secure the kill. Invoker gets that comeback. The Nexus Assassin, as usual, late for the party, will not be able to save his team. You actually see the cold snap onto the Viper. He is getting pretty low, but so is the Invoker. He's probably going to survive that. And with the rotation coming in from the Sand King and the Silencer, that is going to be a skill secure onto the mid lane. The Viper goes down. The Silencer gets that kill. The charge a little bit too late, but not really necessary since they did manage to get the kill on the Viper. A triple kill streak going the way of Play5. So with that, the Spirit Breaker has that level 6. And he will be able to look for solo kills going their way.
The pain fades away.
And with the Blink Dagger being completed onto the Sand King, he's looking to go for that Arcane Boots.
I'll take your
And once he gets that, things are looking really well for the side of Play5. The charge is going to be there though onto the creeps. The Necrophos is going to get pretty low. The Rage is also going to be there. Plus, that Sunstrike is not going to connect onto any of the heroes. The Spirit Breaker is looking really weak, and the Life Stealer is going to get pretty low, and he's going to go down. The Reaper side from the Necrophos is going to secure the kill. The Spirit Breaker is looking really low. He's just going to eat that tree and get to the safety of his tier 1. If he's gonna get spotted out though by the Viper or his friends, he's probably going to go down.
Still not as swift
Radiant's
as the
bottom
speed.
tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, in the mid lane, the lane's gonna get pushed up by the meatball coming in from the Invoker. That is going to be a decent amount of tower
Radiant's
damage
middle
going their
tower
way.
is under attack.
There is going to be the rotation coming in from the
Radiant's
next assassin and the
structures are
Viper, so he
fortified.
needs to be really careful. Sand King though, he's looking really
Dire's
strong with that
top
Blink
tower
Dagger
is
and that
under
Arcane
attack.
boots. The top tower is going to get sieged up by
Dire's structures
the
are fortified.
Shadow Shaman. You do see a charge plus Infest coming onto the top lane. The TP coming in from the Silencer is going to get cancelled out. Let's see if this charge will be able to manage to get any kill onto the side of KBW. The charge is going to be there onto the Shadow Shaman. The Hex plus Shackle is also going to be there. The Shadow Shaman goes down. The Reaper Sight is not going to be there actually. The feed's coming in from the Life Stealer, delaying it for quite a while. And actually the Sunstrike plus the Nether... okay, that's going to be a double kill going the way of the Life Stealer. He's getting pretty low. The Spirit Breaker is probably going to go back to base and he saves a bounce onto the Sand King. He's looking really well. And there's going to be that Vendetta plus Impale Blade going the way. The Sand King goes down to the Slark. He's looking really strong. Once he completes the Shadow Blade, he will be a definite threat for the side of Play5. But it does not seem like they're really worried about that. With that Global Silence coming in from the Silencer, they will be able to manage with that. And talking about the Silencer, he apparently seems to be in a pickle. He's going to get spotted out by the Viper and his friends. The Viper strike plus a few rifles coming in from the Viper is going to be able to secure the kill. The Viper has that Santinasha being killed up in his foot by a really good item, allows him to move really fast and get those essential right click and slows going his way.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
An Arcane Drone actually getting picked up by the Viper, so the Invoker needs to be careful in the mid lane.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
We actually see a charge onto the mid lane by the Spirit Breaker, and a pause ensues from the side of Play5. I guess they have a little bit of connectivity issues, and I'm gonna take this time to give a shout out to one of our sponsors, Acer Predator. Do check them out. Their gaming PCs are top of the line. Their computer peripherals are top of the line. Do check them out. Circle CD Gaming. Their cabinets are what you need to be going for if you decide to go for a desktop PC. Do check them out. And Redbull as our energy sponsor, really good replacement for coffee, since coffee does give you that little stinky bit of coffee breath. You do see an initiation onto the mid lane. The charge is going to be there. Press the Nether Strike, and that is going to be a kill going the way of Play5. The next assassin gets pretty low, but the rotation coming in from the side of KBW plus the the epicenter from Sand King is going to be able to get a kill onto the Necrophos and the Viper, and that's going to be 4 heroes going down. The Slark is looking to be in a really dangerous position, but he will be able to get out with that ultimate of this. He was going to be healing up to his full HP. The Shadow Shaman had placed that ward, so that is going to get farmed up by the Life Stealer and his friends. And the mid lane is looking to get sieged. Play5 only lost the Invoker in that team fight, so things are looking really well for them in this game. We actually see a 3-man TP in onto the mid lane. The Impale is going to be there. That is going to delay the kill onto the Sand King for a while. The Reaper Sight is going to be there. That is not going to be able to secure the kill, but the Viper manages to get that. The Life Stealer manages to infest into a creep. If he can go for the kill onto the Shadow Shaman, that is going to be really nice. The Impale, the Vendetta is going to be there. That is going to be a lot of damage going their way. The Meatball is going to get dropped. That is going to be a lot of damage going their way. And the Life Stealer goes down to one more right click coming in from the Viper. And the Viper actually goes for an ultra kill. You can probably get a Rampage if that Invoker is going to get slowed up. And they're probably going to give that Rampage to the Viper. One more right click. That is going to be a Rampage going for the Viper from KBW. This early on in the game, we see a bunch of applause coming in from his teammates. Really well played by the side of KBW. They somehow managed to bring the game back against Play5. Getting that Viper insanely farmed with this team fight, he will be able to complete his Sanjay and the items ensuing that.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
I'll take your tribute.
So the Viper has completed his Santiago. He's looking really strong. This assassin has the blink dagger being queued up in his goodbye. Once he has that, that's going to be one more initiation going their way. The light shooter has the desolator being queued up for his quick buy. Once he completes that, the amount of damage output coming in from him is going to be immense. Probably enough to get a solo kill onto any of these heroes. You see a blade mail being queued up for the Spirit Breaker. He's just going to be going to the top lane, farming that up. Since the game has reached a point where none of these heroes seems to want to go for a kill, let me get a shout out to one more of our sponsors, Twitch, as our broadcasting partner. It's a really good medium for gamers to see games being streamed out and tournaments, so do check them out. We don't know what the Sand King really is going to go for next. He has that Blink Dagger being completed, he has that Arcane Boost being completed. Maybe he can go for that Guardian Greaves, give a little bit of healing for the team. So the Light Spear has completed that Desolator. You do see the initiation onto the top lane. On the Spirit Breaker, he is going to be safe though. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, the Sand King is going to probably try to go for that Shadow Shaman, but he's not going to be able to get that kill. One more right click might have secured that. The Caustic Finale damage not going to be enough to get that kill. We see a smoke and TP immediately. And the mid lane is looking really strong, but the kill onto the bottom lane on the Sand King is going to put him off for quite a while. The Slark is not going to get initiated upon by any of his teammates as of yet. And we see the heroes of KBW just gathering up in the bottom lane, trying to get that siege onto the tier 2. So with that Desolator being completed onto the next, on the life stealer, they could probably try to look for a kill onto the Slark once they have the detection and the global silence going for them. We see the Slark is going to spot out the silencer. He is actually going to commit for that kill. The dust is going to get popped up, and he is going to be in a really sticky situation. The charge was there, so his ultimate did not really matter. Slark is going to go down just like that. Plus 2 intelligence going the way of the silencer. Meanwhile, the bottom lane, it is going to get sieged up by the Shadow Shaman and his friends. He did not really have to commit that Snake Wards to get that kill onto the tower. But that's going to be a 4-hero siege down the bottom lane. They managed to get that tier 2. They're not going to commit for more since they know that is asking for too much. The Invoker is going to get spotted out by the next assassin. Maybe he can go for the kill. He decides not to. We do see that the heroes of Play5 are aware of the heroes over there. The Nyx Assassin actually trying to look for a kill onto the heroes of Play5, but he is going to get initiated upon. It looks like he's going to secure the kill. The charge coming in from the Spirit Breaker is going to delay that for quite a while. The Shackle and 3% coming in from the Necrophos is going to be enough to secure the kill. The Tornado coming in from the Invoker is going to delay that for quite a while. The Viper is getting really low, and Sand King is doing a lot of damage right now in these team fights. Dusty Blast is going to make sure that he's going to be disarmed for quite a while. But the Viper manages to turn around and get a kill onto the Sand King. That's going to be 3 heroes going to go down for the side of Play5. And KBW somehow managed to hold down that siege. And it does not seem like the Assassin... Actually, it does not seem like the Necrophos wants to stop to go for the kill. You see the charge coming in from the Spirit Breaker, manages to secure the kill onto the Viper. So that's one thing going for them, a little bit of a consolation prize, but they lost too much in that team fight. The Spirit Breaker had to buy back to get the kill onto the Viper. Certainly not worth it. And with that Shadow Blade and Skull Basher being completed onto the Slark, things are not looking really well for Play5, even though they had that early game advantage. We actually see the Nyx Assassin opting to go for the Force Staff over the Blink Dagger. Really good choice, since the Blink Dagger does get cancelled by a lot of abilities coming the way of Play5. So the Invoker is close to completing his Aghanim Scepter, 8,000 gold more to complete that. And once he has that, maybe they have a chance to stand in the team fight. The Dust is going to get popped up by the Burrow Strike, is going to miss by a large margin, and that's probably going to be a kill going the way. The Vendetta is going to be used, and the Nyx Assassin is going to go down, take one for his team. The burst strike missing there was a little bit unusual. If he landed that burst strike, that was probably going to be that kill onto the Slark for sure. But they still managed to secure the kill
Dire's
onto the
top
next
tower is
assassin.
under attack.
Consolations prize left and right going the way of Play5.
For me.
You actually see a smoke up coming in from Play5, the Lifestealer, Sand King, and the Spirit Breaker trying to look for a play going into the mid lane. The Shadow Shaman is going to get spotted out, plus the Sentry Ward. The invisibility onto the Viper is going to secure probably a kill onto the Viper. He is going to get really low, and the Viper is going to go down.
Poison the soil.
So the Invoker is just going to be farming up that Agon Scepter. He's pretty much going to be having that for the next team fight. And with that, things are going to be looking a little bit better for Play5. You actually see a Hex onto Sand King. Sand King is going to get slowed and stumped by the Necrophos and his friends. He's going to go down to the Reaper side. The EMP is going to burn all the mana coming in from that Necrophos. He is going to pop that Blade Mail, so the Lifestealer has to be really careful to charge onto the Slark. He is going to get really low. He's going to pop his ultimate and stand there and fight. The Lifestealer is getting pretty low. He is going to just armlet toggle and turn around, and possibly there's going to be a kill going the way of the Lifestealer. Actually, no, he's going to go down to the Slark, and the Nyx Assassin and the Invoker are going to be the only ones in that general area who are going to survive the team fight. The Viper was not there from the beginning. If he was there, that was probably going to be a team fight going the way of KBW. So we see the Viper actually opting to go for the Orchid. With that Orchid, he will be able to silence these pesky little heroes like the Sand King and the Invoker. So the Invoker has completed his Agon Scepter, has that Boots of Travel being queued up in his quick buy. With that, he will be able to go for some rat plays going his way. The mid lane is going to get sieged up by the creeps, which are definitely going to get nuked down by the Sand King and his friends. So the Invoker has the Boots of Travel being completed. He just needs to buy that. Maybe he's saving up that money for a buyback scenario. There is going to be that Viper illusion though, tanking up a lot of damage. With that Sanjanyasha, even his illusions look to be really tanky. So we can expect how tanky he is as an actual hero. So yeah, as I said, the Sand King, with that Blink Dagger and Arcane Boots being completed, he really hasn't progressed in his items after that. The Spirit Breaker, though, the same cannot be said for him. He has completed his Bar Treads and the Blade Mail. The Blade Mail will be mitigating a lot of damage coming his way. Probably the Reaper side damage, if it gets reflected, that's going to be really crucial in these team fights. We actually seen a Soul Cuirass being attempted by the Lifestealer. With that armor reduction going his way combined with the Desolator, he will be able to burst heroes down pretty easily. There is going to be a 4-man smoke up coming their way. The Invoker is going to be the only hero who's not going to get smoked up. They're actually trying to rotate onto the bottom lane, try to siege that out. They do have that Global Silence plus that Spirit Breaker ultimate to work with. A Glimmer Cape being attempted by the Silencer. Once he gets that, he will be able to save a lot of these heroes in these team fights. So we actually see the Lifestealer straying too far in. He is going to break the smoke onto the Shadow Shaman, so he needs to be really careful. So both the sides know that they're in a really sticky situation. The Hex is going to be there onto the Sand King, but since he was hasted, the chicken is going to just run back to the high ground. So the Orchid has been completed onto the Viper. Once he gets that in his career, things are going to look really well for him. The Lincoln Sphere is going to get attempted by the Invoker. He's not going to be participating in this team fight anytime soon. Hopefully he will have that Lincoln Sphere before the team fight even actually starts, or stay behind long enough so he does not get focused by the heroes like Necrophos and the Viper. And we actually see KBW just going to go for the Roshan. It does not seem like Play5 are aware of this little play that KBW is making. So Roshan is going to drop really low, possibly going to go down without any much contest going for Play5. So with that Orchid and Aegis for the Viper, things are not looking really well for Play5. We see the immediate pings coming in from the Silencer, opting his team to just get back. So there is going to be that siege onto the mid lane. The Spirit Breaker has the gem being queued up in his goodbye. And the Life Stealer nowhere close to completing his whole cuirass.
Dire are scanning.
So the Slorg with that Shadow Blade is going to spot out the Silencer. The dust is going to be there preemptively coming in from the Spirit Breaker, which is going to spot him out in exchange. They do know that the Slark is roaming around. The Vendetta on the Nyx, he does not know that there is going to be that sentry ward there. So he needs to be really careful. There is going to be a pulse coming in from the Necrophos. So yeah, if you did not know about what this is, we are Playtonia. This is a CI online qualifier. Do check us out. We are a premium esports company. Check out our Facebook page, check out our YouTube channel, check out our Twitch channel. We roll out content almost every week, and we have an immensely fast response time. So leave a message there. It seems as though KBW have a little bit of a connection issue, or maybe a little bit of hardware issues, so the game is going to get paused up. It does seem a little kind of a bit fishy though, since seeing as though they have that Aegis, they're sieging the tier 2, maybe that pause for tactical reasons, but we may never know that.
Dire's middle tower has
You do
fallen.
see the Nyx Assassin getting spotted out by the sentry ward being placed in the mid lane, so he needs to be really careful. The Viper with that Aegis is going to siege high ground. The tier 3 is gonna get a little bit of damage done to her. And there is going to be a disconnect onto the Nyx Assassin, and the game is going to get paused. So yeah, connectivity issues it is. So finally, it seems as though the Sand King has decided on a choice of item. He's going to go for the Yield Scepter, a really good item that is going to control a lot of these heroes in these team fights. Just put that Viper, that pesky little Viper, in that Yield Scepter, and they don't have to worry about him for 2 more seconds. That is going to be a crucial amount of time for the Life Stealer and enable him to do those damage to heroes like the Shadow Shaman and the Necrophos.
Patience from Zoe. Wow!
Жил до конца, умер как герой.
It seems as though the game is going to get paused for a little while longer. The next assassin has disconnected, so I assume that KBW have a little bit of a problem on their side. Internet connectivity issues or hardware issues, I don't really know, but what I do know is that I'm a corporate sellout, and I am going to be rolling a shout out to one of our sponsors, SRM University, Phoenix Market City Bangalore, Acer Predator, Circle CD Gaming, Redbull as our energy partner, Twitch as our broadcasting partner, and Wittyfeed. Do check them out. And as I finish that, we see the game is going to get unpaused. I am a god of timing, man. So yeah, the game is going to get resumed. So we're going to unpause, and we see that the tier 3 in the mid lane for Play5 is going to get sieged down by the Viper. They have to be really careful in how they take this team fight. We see the Slark has completed that Silver Edge, has a BKB queued up for his quick buy. Once he has that, they can actually go high ground and complete that tier 3, but they will not be able to do that anytime soon. You see the heroes from KBW actually splitting up. They didn't know that that long pause would have given Play5 ample amounts of time to think of counter strategies to go against them. So Play5 are going to still be in the game. They are actually going to go for a counter smoke. 5 people smoking up and rotating onto the top lane. They can probably look for a kill onto the Nyx Assassin and his friends. With that Slark going to the bottom lane and farming out the jungle, we see the smoke is going to pop, and the Necrophos is actually going to get spotted out, and the charge is going to be there, and the global silence combined with that, that is going to secure probably a kill onto the Necrophos. No, actually not. They decide to go for the Nyx Assassin instead. The Force Strike is going to be there onto the Necrophos, and that epicenter coming in from the Sand King is going to deal a decent amount of damage, but that Reaper side coming in from the Necrophos is going to turn that fight around. That is going to be 3 heroes down for Play5, 4 heroes down for Play5, and that's going to be a team wipe and a triple kill going the way of the Viper. A little bit of a cocky play coming in from Play5, going to get punished really hard from KBW, and that's possibly going to be a tier 2 on the top lane, and we see Why Focus Me coming in from the Necrophos. He does not feel really good about how the heroes from the Play5 team are really looking to get a kill onto him.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But there we see, boys, the power of the Necrophos. If he's not going to be controlled in the early game, he is certainly not going to be controlled in the late game. He's just going to reach and back up all that HP he lost in that team fight, and they're actually looking ready to go for that tier 3 siege. As we see, the Invoker is going to be dead for 30 more seconds. That's half a minute. That is ample amounts of time for them to get that tier 3 in the top lane. We do see the rest of the heroes from the side of Play5 have respawned, and we actually see a charge coming in from the Spirit Breaker onto the Viper. The silence is going to be there onto the Life Spirit. He is going to get really low. He's going to get focused down by the Viper. He's going to go down, and the Spirit Breaker is soon to follow. Blade Mail is dealing a lot of damage, but that is not going to be enough, and the Viper is going to go for the kill onto the Sand King. He's going to get next up and shackled, and he's going to go down. The buyback coming in from the Sand King, and the Life Stealer is probably trying to look for a kill. A little bit of a last attempt coming in from them. Coming in from KBW. The Viper, the Nyx Assassin disconnected right at the nick of time. That is going to be a little bit of a BM coming in from KBW. If you plebs don't know what BM is, it means the B word and moo. So yeah, a little bit of a trivia for you guys. So with that 4-star being completed on the Nyx Assassin, he's looking really strong. With that Impale just being on point on all of these heroes like the Life Stealer, they're getting those kills and forcing those buybacks. With that dual buyback coming in from the Sand King and the Life Stealer, things are not looking really well for Play5. That is probably going to be the top perks just going down. And we see a disconnect coming in from the Silencer. since the game is paused, let's speculate on the reasons why the Nyx Assassin might have disconnected. Me personally, I'm gonna put my penny on the fact that gamers these days are going to a lot of these gambling websites, so that is probably going to be taking a lot of bandwidth from his game, maybe causing him to disconnect, or maybe, I don't know, he just has BSNL, who knows.
Жил до конца, умер как герой.
Wow! Wow!
Боже, ты посмотри вокруг, что происходит.
You see the ghost sign being given by the Necrophos, even though the Nyx Assassin has disconnected. He doesn't really care. He's a little bit too overconfident, thinking that he can win the game without the Nyx Assassin. That's probably going to be a really bad idea, my friend. The Nyx Assassin consists of like 50% of your disabled, so you need to be a little bit more considerate towards your friends. Not be an a-hole. The go sign has been given. Actually, they're just going to resume the game with the Nyx Assassin getting disconnected. The EMP plus Tornado is going to be that is going to burn a lot of their mana. The Viper is going to go down, but he does have the Aces to work with, and we see the Nyx Assassin being sent back to his base. So maybe that was a bad idea going their way. The Orchid is going to be there onto the Life Stealer. He's going to get zoned out, and the Barracks are going to go down.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
So actually, KBW are playing this 4v5.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
I don't know if this is a bordering towards a BM, or they're just confident that they're going to be able to win this game without that Nyx Assassin. And as we say that the Sand King is going to go down, the Viper is soon to follow, a few more right clicks, the Cold Snap is going to be there, he is going to go down, the Invoker is going to take the kill, the Necrophos is trying to run away, he will probably be able to do that. There is going to be the burst strike though, cancelling that TP, and no please coming in from the Necrophos. A bunch of regrets just flowing into their minds, I assume, since they resumed the game without the Nyx Assassin. A really bad mistake done by them. Wait for Karthik, please. Axe coming in from the Necrophos. And we see the Nyx Assassin reconnect into the game. A little bit of regrets going their way. This is a tournament game, people. You should not be doing this. And with that little bit of a timing window, Play5 managed to make a bunch of plays happen. And we see the Spirit Breaker getting close to completing that Heaven's Halberd. That is going to be really useful in these game fights versus that Viper. Controlling him, making sure that he does not deal damage for 5 whole seconds. And yeah, that's about it. I don't have anything to say about that, man. If your guys lost that team fight, KBW, blame that on the Necrophos. He decided that the Nyx Assassin was not necessary. He paid that price with his life. And that is not just a price, like, that is too low. That is a kill on one of the most farmed heroes into the game. That is surely going to bite back into their ass a little bit later into the game if Play5 manage to get their form back up and their game straight. The Lotus are going to get queued up for the Sand King though. He does not want to go for the Dual Scepter. With that Lotus Orb, he's going to be able to burst off that Orchid coming in from that Viper. A pipe going to get completed onto the Necrophos pretty soon. Going to be an a-hole to his Shadow Shaman, just stealing up his bounty runes. You know that bounty runes in the late game are supposed to go for the supports. They don't have a really good farming mechanism. Please give some more love for the supports, people. So with that buyback being spent on the Life Stealer, he's just going to complete the Soul Cuirass without worrying about buyback anytime soon. The double damage is going to get picked up by the Nyx Assassin. The Invoker is going to get spotted out. If he goes for a play just like that, he might just regret that. We see the heroes from KBW gathering up in the mid lane. They probably want to go for a kill onto the Life Stealer. Once they get that, I don't know. The Life Stealer won't be available with that buyback. We actually see the Nyx Assassin going to spot out that Life Stealer. He is going to get silenced. And the Reaper Scythe is going to be there. He's definitely going to get out. That is going to be a dieback coming in from the Life Stealer. He needs to be really careful about this. We actually see the slot trying to go for that Invoker. The bounce is going to be there. The Ghost Walk immediately following that up. And the EMP plus Burrow Strike coming in with that Global Silence that is going to burn all of the mana coming in from the Slark. He's definitely going to go around in this team fight. The Sunstrike is not going to connect onto any of these heroes. They somehow managed to hold this even though that Life Stealer was caught off guard in that team fight. That is probably going to dissuade the heroes from KBW to push any further. So with that BKB completed onto the Viper, he's looking really strong. The EMP and Tornado is not going to connect onto any of these heroes. They can probably siege high ground. They only have 2 more lanes of barracks left. Once they get that, things are not going to look really well for Play5. They can certainly make a bunch of plays happen and make sure that they can win the game if they play it right, but I don't see it happening. But then again, KBW is being shown to be a really cocky team, resuming the game even though their main disable is going to disconnect. So let's see how the game is going to go down. The tier 3 is going to get sieged up. The Tornado plus EMP is not going to connect. The EMP is actually not going to connect. The Invoker messing up the combo right there. The Shadow Shaman wards are going to get dropped up though. They're totally going to get taken down by the Invoker and his friend. There's going to be the Epicenter being charged up. The Blink Dagger is going to be there. And the Epicenter is going to be allowed to deal the full amount of damage. The Impale is going to miss onto the Sand King, so he will not be able to cancel that. And yeah, actually see the Necrophos is going to go down to the mid lane heroes. That is the Life Stealer and the Third Breaker. So 4 heroes down for the side of KBW, and Play5 just lose their Silencer. They can actually gather up and go to the mid lane, get that tier 2 and that tier 2 in every other lane. So that is going to be a lot of potential gold going their way, allowing them to complete their next tier of items. Possibly allowing them to even win the game. Who knows? I'm actually rooting for Play5. Woohoo!
Invisibility. So
we see the Slark going invisible, try to look for a kill onto the Life Stealer, but he's gonna get discouraged since, you know, the Invoker is going to be there.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The next Assassin is actually going to TP to the mid lane, try to delay that a little bit. We actually see the initiation onto the Invoker, but the Global Silence is going to be there. That is going to delay the kill from the Slark for quite a little bit. The bashes are going to connect. The Deafening Blast is actually not going to connect onto the Slark with that BKB, dealing a lot of damage. We actually see the Slark trying to go for a kill onto that Invoker. He's probably going to go down. He's going to go down. Actually, he's not going to go down. He's going to be able to escape from that. They get a return kill onto the Slark, and the Shadow Shaman is soon to follow. The next Assassin down. That is 3 heroes down immediately, and the Necrophos and the Viper are going to be the only heroes who are going to be there to take that team fight and that impending doom coming in from the side of Play5. The tier 2 is definitely going to go down, and the tier 3 soon to follow. If the buybacks are not going to be there from the side of KBW. You see that he's on to the Viper. He is going to go down pretty soon. The break is going to be there, and a few more Reckless coming in from the Viper might just secure the kill on him, but that is not going to happen. The Sand King is going to go down, and the buyback coming in from the Slark, and the next Assassin is going to be there. The Viper disconnects, and the game is going to get paused. Now Necrophos, unpause right now. Actually, he is going to unpause right now. Oh, what an asshole.
Your own rotting tongue.
Actually, the game resume is going to be from the Spirit Breaker. Okay. The sorry has been given by the Silencer. So the Heaven's Halberd coming in from the Spirit Breaker, doing a lot of work there, making sure the Viper does not deal a lot of damage. The Unpulse is going to be there from the Spirit Breaker. Oh my god, again. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's just doing this to piss KBW off, since they did unpause when the next Assassin disconnected, and you know, We see the Invoker apologizing for the Spirit Breaker's insolence. And, okay. A little bit of friendly banter going either side. In Joker. Okay, that's it. KBW's Necrophos, you gotta shut your mouth, man. You can't really say that word to any Invoker player. If your plebs don't know what Injo means, it means an Injoker, not an Invoker. That is the pinnacle of insult for any Invoker players. Take it from me, I've played Invoker. I'm bad at this game and I get called out a lot by a lot of Southeast Asian plebs. So I know that's a little bit of an insult to me. Necrophos, you gotta be careful. You don't know what that Invoker is capable of once he goes all crazy on you. So yeah, better keep your mouth shut. Okay, boys, I do know that the memes these days make sure that they show the Indian scene in a really bad way. Bob and Vagine, if you don't know what that means, do check that out. And Necrophos, please don't. Just stop it. Just no, stop chatting. Please take that keyboard away from that man. Okay, boys, the game is gonna get really drawn out right now. Okay, I don't know this game. I'm sorry if I have not introduced myself. My name is Old Bear. I'm a caster. I'm a certified meme expert, and I totally approve this game. And yeah, reinforcing these stereotypes on Indian men. Good job, Necrophos. You've made life a little bit harder for all of us. Okay, 15 minutes is going to be the pause amount. We see Kira, our moderator, just typing out 15 minutes please. So yeah, he's gonna be looking after this game. If you don't know Kira, do check him out on Facebook. He's a better meme certified guy than me. So yeah, you'll usually find him lurking about in Elite Off Topic. Do check it out. That's not a paid promotion actually. And yeah, we see Kira showing off his banhammer, saying no more trash talk. There, Necrophos. We get it. You're trying really hard to insult, but you know. Keep it settled down, my friend. Things are not looking really well for your team. Your Shadow Shaman is dead, and your Slark and Nyx Assassin have been forced to buy back, and your Viper has disconnected. He probably disconnected because you're an asshole. So yeah, keep your mouth shut. So the Viper has reconnected into the game. The go sign has been given by our beloved coordinator Kira. Yeah, again, I'm not gonna advertise him too much. He's pretty much addicted to me. We see the infest coming on to the Spirit Breaker, and he's just going to escape. Be a little bit of a taxi for that Life Stealer, making sure that he escapes that team fight. So the Sunstrike is going to be there onto the Roche pit, going to scout that out. So Play5 do know that Roche is back up. They can maybe prepare to take a team fight over the general area by placing those wards. And with that Lincoln Sphere being completed onto the Invoker, he's looking really strong. He will be able to make sure that he does not get bursted down by the Reaper Scythe coming in from that Necrophos. The Glimmer Cape being completed on the Silencer, that is also going to mitigate a lot of damage coming in from the Reaper Scythe, which is magical. And as we see, the Roshan is going to get contested by KBW. They are going to get that pretty low. And we see the scan from there is not going to catch any of the heroes, but they should have a general idea of where they are. The Sunstrike is actually going to see that Roshan is going to go down. They're not going to contest to take the team fight. You see a cute coming in from the Necrohost. Please shut your mouth, man. Please.
Fallen to the radiant.
Immortality.
So we actually see a Hex being killed up for the Invoker. He has 5,000 gold, so he actually has buyback for the next team fight if he ever goes down. The Abyssal Blade is going to get attempted by the Lifestealer. We see a 5-man smoke up, actually 4-man smoke up coming in from Play5. There is going to be the charge onto the Shadow Shaman with the Global Silence in combination. That is definitely going to be a kill going their way. The Epicenter is going to deal a lot of damage. The Necrophos does not have a lot of mana to work with. We see the Viper Strike coming in from the Viper. That is going to be dealing a lot of damage. The Lifestealer is going to go down. He does buyback into the team fight. The Slark popping that BKB is trying to deal a lot of damage to that Invoker. He will not be able to do a lot. He pops his ultimate and tries to go for the kill. The Impale is not going to connect onto the bathroom. And yeah, the Shadow Shaman goes down with that Burst Strike. Beautifully done. The Slark is definitely going to go down. That was a dieback. The Meatball coming in from the Invoker is going to get him pretty low. He's probably going to go down. Okay, actually the heals coming in from his team is going to be enough to keep him alive. The Viper is going to be dealing a lot of damage to that Invoker, but the break coming in from that Spirit Breaker and the Silencer in combination is going to be able to control this team fight. The Blade Mail being popped up by the Necrophos. He's probably going to go down. No, the Sunstrike misses. He's looking to be in a really dangerous position. He needs to be really careful. The AoE Toughening Blast coming in from the Invoker is going to delay that for a little bit of time. The Ice Wall is also going to get employed, but that is not going to be dealing a lot of things to stop these team fights. The Lifestealer actually bought back into the team fight, so he needs to be really careful. Things are not looking really well for Play5. They have 4 heroes, meanwhile Play5 only have 3. There is that Burst Strike going their way with that Sand King, and the Impale is going to be there, and the Sand King is going to get on. That was a dieback coming in from the Sand King, so the EMP Tornado is going to be there. A lot of damage coming in from the Invoker. He actually has buyback, so he can be careful. The Glimmer Cape going to be there onto the Invoker. The Sunstrike is actually going to be there with that Silencer, Source of the Silence, that is going to be dealing a lot of damage, and the Invoker is going to go down. And we actually see GG Well Played going to get called by the Silencer, and a bunch of curses coming in from the Necrophos. Not a really good display of sportsmanship, my friend. You actually have to keep your mouth shut if you ever plan on advancing in the esports community. But we see a really good game coming in from KBW. They somehow managed to bring this game back up, even though they made a lot of mistakes on passing the game while the Nyx Assassin was not there. And well played team Play5, you held on to all those curses and comments coming in from the Necrophos. So yeah, GG well played.
You